Hello YouTube viewers, this is Brent. This time I am going to cut some ametrine. And I have this nice piece I got from a friend. And thank you very much, Dean, for this piece. It's going to make a nice one, I'm pretty sure. So it's kind of been cut and it's not easy to see inside. So what I'm going to do is put it in the refracting liquid, refractive index liquid. Used to be a brand called Refractol. Anyway, it's going to give me a better idea how it looks internally. So I'll get that out, and the shape of this is going to dictate, what I cut. So it's going to be a square or slight rectangular shape, and take advantage of the rough shape here. It's a pretty good square rectangular shape, so why not take advantage of it? All right, I'll get the liquid out. Actually, it's cinnamon oil is what I use. It's pretty cheap and easy to find around here. So I'll dunk it into some cinnamon oil, and then we'll come back and see if we can find any inclusions in it. Okay, the stone is completely covered with the cinnamon oil, and I can see inside it pretty well. And I don't see any inclusions at all in this piece. So we ought to have a very nice gemstone. Let's get it closer to the light and we can see a little bit better here. Okay, it looks like a really nice piece. Alright, I'm going to make sure that I clean it real well in either alcohol or acetone. Prepare it for dopping. Here I've got my stone positioned correctly on the targeting dop, and I've checked it several times to make sure my dop stick will come right down, centered exactly where I want it. So I'm just going to mix up some epoxy glue now and put it on the stone and dop, and we'll be ready to let it dry after that for overnight anyway. So I'll mix up some glue and get that mixed and put on there. Okay, I've got my glue mixed up. More here. Lower my dop stick down, tighten it, and there we go. Like I said, I wait 24 hours before I try to cut the stone. Ready to get started now. Going to cut this design, Life in the Mines by Archivan. Alright, we're cutting to a center point here, and I'm going around in 4 positions on the index gear and cutting to a center point. And I'll show you what I mean here. Yeah, I've cut in the number 3 position, the number 27 and 75 and 51, so I'm kind of cutting evenly as I cut the stone. I'm getting close to having a pointed cullet tip here. I just got to keep cutting a little deeper until I get that form, and then I'll put all the other facets in. Okay, I've created the cullet point now. Next I will set this machine up for the 90-degree girdle cuts. I will set the stone size and get all the girdle facets cut. Okay, we've got our girdle facets cut. Now we've got our stone shaped to the cushion design or the old mine cut design. Here I have the second set of 90-degree girdle facets cut, so they're all cut now. We have a straight, even girdle line all the way around. I've just finished 8 more facets here, just above the girdle. These are the P2 facets on the diagram. I've finished that set of facets, and those are called Barian facets because this is a Barian design. So they're all finished. I'll move on to the last set of facets for the pavilion here. I've just cut the last set of facets for the pavilion, and I'm still cutting with a 600 grit lap. These cut very quick, so you've got to be careful. You'll overcut them very easily. So take your time and be very careful. Alright, next I'm going to put a 3000 grit lightning lap on, which is a resin bonded lap. Do the pre-polishing with it. Okay, now I've got my 3000 grit lightning lap pre-polished disc in place. I'm using it, and I've made one cut with the pre-polished disc, and you can see it's taking on a polished look right now. You can definitely see that facet that I pre-polished there. So I'll continue on just as I did the first step when I rough cut all the facets with a 600 lap, and I'll do all of them with this 3000 lap. Okay, I've been pre-polishing the girdle facets with the 3000 lightning lap. I've gone all the way around and cut those girdle facets, and before I leave my machine, the way it's set up here at 90 degrees, I'm going to go ahead and polish those girdle facets with the cerium oxide lightning lap. I'll go ahead and get those polished, and then I won't have to come back and set my machine up again for cutting girdles. Okay, I've gotten all of these girdle facets cut and polished. It's looking really good. I'm not having any unexplained scratching or any problems like that with the polishing. It's all going really, really good. Finished with the pre-polish lap, and I'm ready to start the final polish now. polishing is finished, and I'm going to transfer the stone next. And I'm going to show the complete process how I do that on this video. I've mounted my dop stone up in my transfer jig here, and selected the proper cone dop for the transfer. I'm going to use one of Mike Sackos's little tips here. Mike has his own YouTube channel, Bo Pease Jewelry in North Carolina, and Mike does the cutting for her. Anyway, I'm going to use this little piece of clay in the bottom here to keep the pavilion from sticking into the onto the brass and causing problems with the glue. Actually, that piece is too big, so I'm going to make a little smaller piece. If I can get that to stay down in there. I've still got too much. Actually, that's probably enough in there. Okay. Hopefully that'll help. Might put a little bit right on the tip of the stone, see what happens there. That's probably too much. Okay, I'm just going with what I have down in there. Mix the glue up using this JB Weld 5-minute epoxy. See if we can squirt it out here evenly. A little too much there, but that's okay. It's not that expensive. Alright, we'll put it on the stone, down into the dop. Tighten the nut. I'm going to add some to the around here too. Okay, that should do it. Now I've just got to keep it from dripping and running down on one side more than the other, so I'll just keep flipping it around and keeping it in the right spot. And there you have it. Okay, here we go. I put this dop holder on there just to keep my fingers from getting hot. It comes right off that easy. Okay, we got the stone dopped up, or the dopped stone up into the machine's quill. Got our angle set at 37 degrees, and we're going to get started with the 600 grit lap. I'm about midway through these crown facets, and I'm cutting with the 1200 lap. I've still got quite a ways to go yet. Alright, I've finished the crown with the 1200 lap, and I'm going to move straight on to the polishing lap. Okay, I've decided to use a dark side lap instead of the lightning lap for the polish. This lap is a powdered zinc composition from what I understand, and I use this, not that, I use this cerium oxide bat stick. And when you need to charge, you just take it and go across the lap. And every 30 seconds or so, I give it a spray of water. And that's how I use it. I'm now on the final step of cutting and polishing the table facet. The gemstone's now finished, and I'm going to remove it from the dop stick. Even though quartz is not heat sensitive, I've had problems before where I had a chip and when I was doing this, so I'm kind of keeping the flame away from the stone directly. I still want to heat the glue there, but I'm trying to keep the stone from getting really, really hot. Okay, I was just able to pull the stone away, so I'll let it cool. It is kind of warm still. I'm going to let it cool down a little bit, and then I will start removing the glue, and then I might have to soak it in some acetone. Okay, we're going to weigh the gemstone. 4.5 carats.